Fire pits and fireplaces are a great way to add livable spaces outdoors in your yard. Fire pits and fireplaces can be all the way from having a mason build you a nice rock stone fireplace. You can also build them out of block. You can order them online, or you could have a mason build you a huge fireplace chimney. Consideration that you want to think about is, what is my burning source going to be? You could use wood if you have the right area to do that in. There are codes and restrictions you need to check into in your insurance. But you also want to think about, if you don't have the ability to burn wood, what gas source do I have? Natural gas? Or do I need to use a 5-gallon liquid propane tank? Or do I have a propane tank that I can run to my fireplace? And that will allow you to create the right solution for your backyard. A couple things in the designing of your fire pit you want to consider. One is, if you're going to have a fixed bench, a fixed wall around your fire pit, make sure to have it far enough away from your fire. If you're going to have a wood burning fire, it's especially important that you have at least 3 feet, or it gets way too hot if you're sitting up close to the fire, if you're building a wood burning fire pit. Gas, not as important unless you go with the super burners we have today. There's a new trend that's been really neat in the last 5 years, where you can actually be having a roaring fire as if it was real wood, 200, 300 BTUs. So you can just create a raging, roaring fire. Most people, though, are really good around 190 to 220 BTUs, somewhere around in there. That's usually a really good fire volume to create warmth and create that place that you want to gather around without being too hot, but also warm enough that it keeps you warm on a colder day. So there's 2 different types of fire pit philosophies out there. One is, I want to buy a new fire pit every couple years because I want to update it or have a different trend. I also want it movable. So that's more of a fireplace you could buy online. The other idea is to build it out of block or build it out of stone. Those are going to be fixed in place and permanent objects. So you want to think about, how are you going to want to use that area in the future as much as how you're going to want to use it today, because once it's there, that's an investment that's going to be there for a long time. There's nothing better than gathering around that warmth and cooking up some marshmallows and hot dogs, especially as it starts to get cold, and extending that season and being able to use your backyard all year.